Hi, I'm Sam Hammond, President of the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario. You know, it's fantastic that ETFO has turned 20. A union is only as strong as its members, and today ETFO is 83,000 members strong. The coming together of the Federation of Women Teachers Association of Ontario and the Ontario Public School Teachers Federation was nothing short of momentous. Many people worked really hard to meet the challenges of forming one union, ETFO. Take a few minutes to hear from them and ETFO members, and you'll understand why we're a federation today that's united, inclusive, and strong. Not to mention a force to be reckoned with.
I think the finest moment was when, after the 2 annual meetings of our predecessor organizations ended, and we had the first signing of ETFO, to look around that room and to see all of those teachers, all of those local leaders that for a long time were not always on the same page, but we signed on the same page, and we were creating what we hoped would be one of the best teacher federations in Canada.
I think that one thing that I'm really happy about going forward is for 20 years we've stand united, as our new slogan says, and that we will continue to stand united.
My ETFO is my provincial family. We're a group of provincial educators who come together to support one another in good times and in bad.
I think, for example, the merging of FWTAO and OPSTF in '98 was a phenomenal accomplishment. Having designated positions for women at 6% of our funding allocated for women's only programs.
Things like the Defense Fund, the Humanity Fund, the Public Relations Political Action Fund. What a success.
We were born in a horrific time when Mike Harris was the Premier. We took on challenges of a fledgling organization, literally starting with strikes in 3 locals in the first 2 months, including my own local here in York Region. And we were tested in a crucible that really was intense.
We knew that we had to be strong in collective bargaining. So we made sure we had a defense fund in place very early on. We made sure that we made connections with the broader labor community. We joined the OFL, we joined the CLC, and reached out to those organizations.
We organized a campaign to make sure that every elementary teacher over a number of years achieved, or we were able to achieve for them under bargaining, 200 minutes of preparation time for them. I was really, really proud that our members got behind this and said, I'm a valued educator, I need preparation time.
My ETFO is a union that fights tirelessly to improve the working conditions of all educators in the classroom, especially important for me as a designated early childhood educator.
One that's important to me and close to my heart is the work that we've done in the area of pregnancy and parental leave. We were the union that took that issue to the provincial table, that negotiated improvements to SEB, and that other unions were able to, take advantage of that.
During my presidency, the goal of the organization was to close the gap. The reality has always been that elementary has been significantly underfunded in relationship to secondary, and unfortunately, when we were attempting to do that, we had what's been called the Great Recession, and the government used that as a reason not to address those issues.
The stand that our members took against Bill 115 and our charter challenge victory. A victory on behalf of ETFO, our members, and the labor movement across this country.
The rally at Queen's Park in 2012, where we saw a sea of people in 100-degree weather coming together in unity and solidarity to fight against Bill 115. That's a proud moment in our history.
The members never let us down, whether it was political action or bargaining or calling members to strike even. They always supported the organization, and in the end, it brought gains.
My ETFO is a caring community of educators dedicated to the promotion of diversity, equity, and social justice.
My ATFO is working to increase educators' knowledge about First Nation, Métis, and Inuit histories and issues.
My ATFO is making the world a better place.
All of the work related to white privilege, LGBTQ2 issues, reconciliation with Indigenous people.
I remember the first fall as Deputy General Secretary, our white privilege work broke and the media was all over it, and there was a lot of backlash, but for me that's one of those proud moments in our history, because if you're not creating those conversations, you're not making change.
One of the things I love about ETFO is that it's of course working for improvements for its workers and their work lives, but never forgetting that we also need to care about the community at large and the working world that our students will be entering. So the Fight for 15 is a perfect example of that.
We also were leading edge on the professional development. We offered many programs to support members in their teaching responsibilities. We were the first organization of our kind to offer additional qualifications courses for teachers, and I dare say the most successful of any of the ones who took on that challenge.
The development of our Building Better Schools document, the language that we negotiated related to the professional judgment of our members.
My ATFO is a place of professional development where I can grow and improve my practice.
As teachers, as educators, the human element, the issue of relationships has to be at the core of everything we do.
What strengths do I see in ETFO? Absolutely our 83,000 members, our local leaders, our stewards in every school and work site across this province, welcoming ECEs into ETFO. I was so very proud that we have done that successfully, and ECEs are now such an important part of our union.
The staff are an important piece of ETFO. We're very fortunate to have a talented staff of almost 130 individuals, managers, coordinators, executive staff, administrative support staff, our senior staff.
My ATFO is available at a moment's notice. They're very supportive and they help with members all the time.
I hope the next 20 years, ETFO continues to do all the right things for public elementary teachers. They work so hard in the field. They deserve to have an organization that stands up for them, is strong for them, and allows them to progress to be the best that they can be.
My ETFO is a place I turn to when I have no idea who I need for support.
ETFO to me stands for educators, stands for students, stands for quality public education in Ontario.
ETFO is recognized as one of the leading unions both in Canada and around the world. Congratulations to you, ETFO.
We have a lot to be proud of, but most importantly is the fact that we are a strong, principled union.
And I see a union that is going to continue to build on all of our strengths, that is going to continue to defend and protect publicly funded education in this province and our members, is going to continue to protect without hesitation the working conditions of our members, and is going to continue to solidify its spot in the labor movement across this country.
My ETFO is there for all members, and it is inclusive.
Through finding my place in ETFO, I've discovered where I belong and found my leadership opportunities and really who I am.